Oh yes, Rock is on fire concerning what is really going on right now in UN, EU, and in US Parliament. This is United Nations, their organization where matters is being spoken, where everything is being laid on the ground so that people will understand what is really going on around the world. So in this place, they talking about the issue and the thing that is going on in Nigeria, mostly the issue of Christian genocide and the division that is rocking Nigeria around. In fact, in this video, this man and the other UN body, they are debating about the issue of Nigeria, if Nigeria will be or if it will not be, and mostly the issue of Christian genocide. You know, since all those days, people have been agitating and people have been saying a lot, but some people may think that all those things we are saying online or all those things people is agitating for, that the world power, they are not seeing it. They are seeing everything that is happening in Nigeria. They are seeing it, and that is why you see Jagaban is paying a lot of money for him to lobby for him to lobby the Washington DC and for him to lobby other world power so that they will not be capturing the thing that is happening. And also the worst part of it is that the Nigerian media, they don't used to report things like this. They don't used to report it because of it is a black market to them. The Nigerian government, they pay all those people so that they will not be giving the world what is really happening around. Just watch by yourself, then you will understand what we are telling you, because Tinubu, as it is, it may be the last president of Nigeria as the whole thing is happening. The other one we discuss about the restructuring. Now they are not debating about the restructuring of Nigeria. This is now debating about issue of Christian genocide and also the division rocking Nigeria now. As you're about to watch, like, subscribe and share for everyone to see things going on in the country.
The violence in Nigeria is driven by disputes over land and water, climate change, poverty, criminality, weak governance, persistent impunity, and deep-rooted religious, ethnic, and intercommunal tensions. Together, these pressures have fueled a brutal cycle of revenge, and breaking that cycle requires more than expressions of outrage. To the colleagues who rightly demand the protection of Christian communities in Nigeria, I ask to look at the actions of your global conservative allies. Last year, Trump dismantled USAID with enormous consequences in Nigeria. Hundreds of schools in conflict-affected areas were closed. 1/5 of the national healthcare budget was taken away. Imagine the consequences on maternal health and on the fight against HIV. Conservatives have defunded the very local networks, many of them Christian faith-based healthcare providers that offered a front line against poverty and radicalization. I call on the EU to be a committed partner in supporting humanitarian aid, conflict prevention, justice reform and climate resilience, and on the Nigerian authorities to protect all civilians, and on my colleagues to also make sure that right-wing populism doesn't cut away international aid. Thank you.
I want to show that there are members from the left side taking position on this conflict, but I want to refer to an amendment by the Patriots, because you are calling the situation genocidal characteristics, so you worry about the Christians and you also want to protect them. So my question to you, goes your Christian charity that far that you would grant asylum or refugee status to those who are persecuted?
The next speaker on Catch the Eye, Sebastian Tinkinen.
Thank you, President. We must start talking about one thing: Christianophobia. I know it is not as trending as defending Islam in this chamber, but for once, could we pay attention to what is happening to Christians in Nigeria? In rural villages, believers have been attacked, displaced and killed by armed extremist actors like Boko Haram and other jihadist militias. It is no coincidence that the persecution of Nigerian Christians is heavily concentrated in the country's northern regions, a region where several states have Muslim majorities and have adopted Sharia law. This House simply cannot look away. It must find its backbone and defend the Christian world globally and in Europe as well, because the Christian world is worth defending. Thank you.
The next speaker and last speaker under Catch the Eye is Luca Sieper.
Thank you, Ms. President. You already noted it. I also want to make it very clear to the colleagues of the ECR, or I don't know, PFE, that the colleague, when asked about the religious development of Islam, said they spend a lot of time with goats. That's his statement. Just take this in for today. This debate was used not to stand up for Christians. This debate was used for political maneuvering, for attacking the political enemy, instead of caring about the people. And for that, I just want to reply with the words of Christ. You have heard that it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I tell you, love your enemies. Bless those who curse you, do good to those who hate you, and pray for those who mistreat you and persecute you, that you may be children of your Father in heaven. For he makes his sun rise on the evil and the good, and sends rain on the just and the unjust. For if you love those who love you, what reward do you have? If you only greet your friends, what more do you do than others? Christianity is a religion of love and not of hate. Hear this from a Christian man. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And now I pass the floor to our Commissioner Dubravka-Šuica.
Thank you, Chair, honourable members of the Parliament. At the end of this debate, the European Union would like to express its solidarity with the victims of massacres and abductions committed in Nigeria, as well as with their families enduring grief and suffering. The European Union strongly condemns these cruel attacks targeting vulnerable populations across the country. Nigeria has been facing systematic insecurity affecting Christians and Christian communities and places of worship. It is important to bear in mind that violence in Nigeria cuts across ethno-religious boundaries, with victims coming from all faiths and backgrounds. The recent attack on Kabel village in Plateau State cost the lives of 21 people. Although the victims belonged to a Christian community and the offenders were of Fulani Muslim origin, the underlying conflict does not only have a religious dimension. It is also closely related to extended fights between farmers and herders, intensified by shrinking agricultural land, difficult access to resources, and political tensions. During her recent visit to Nigeria on March 23rd, HRVP Callas delivered the message of support to Nigerian authorities engaged in a difficult fight against Boko Haram and other extremist groups. She stressed the complexity of this phenomenon of violence with its deep-rooted socio-economic, political and historical dimensions. She pledged to continue stepping up EU-Nigeria cooperation against terrorism and violent extremism and strengthening the whole-of-society approach for the prevention of violence and conflict in Nigeria. While keeping our strong commitment to religious freedom and non-discrimination, we must support Nigerian voices calling for sustainable peace and opposing the stigmatization of specific communities. Over the last years, the European Union has taken action to address the dire situation in Nigeria. Together with its member states, it has implemented many projects on prevention of violence, peace building and support of populations affected by violence. The European Union has acted to promote dialogue in Nigeria and kept a regular dialogue with its religious leaders from all faiths. The European Union stands ready to work alongside Nigerian authorities and international partners to strengthen the protection of vulnerable communities in Nigeria, of course, including Christians. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. Die Aussprache ist nun geschlossen. Es wurden 6 Entschließungsanträge eingereicht und die Abstimmung wird morgen stattfinden.
You said Nigeria would not survive. Why do you have that notion? Because every country has its challenges and Nigeria is managing has. So but why would you think the country would not survive and the only way to go is, to grant you autonomy?
Because Nigeria is not a country. Nigeria is not a nation. Nigeria is an economic enterprise set up by the British to serve a particular need and interest. No time did people from Nigeria get together to decide to be called Nigeria. No time did they get together to decide to form a nation or a country. That is an illusion. In 1914, a man called Rick Lugard decided on his own, working to further British interest in West Africa, decided to amalgamate the North and the South. The North was very poor, and sadly they have remained poor till this very day. There is nothing anyone can do about it. So Nigeria as a country, Nigeria referred to as a nation, is an anomaly. Nigeria had never been a country, and it will never ever be a country. What we are asking for is a recognition of our way of life and existence before the advent of the white man, and that is something we are determined to accomplish, regardless of the obstacle, in terms of sacrifice, both human and material. Everything will be committed into accomplishing this one divine feat, and Biafra must and will be restored, I assure you.
Away from Nigeria's history, your survival of the Operation Python dance seems to be shrouded in mystery. A lot of people wondered how you were able to escape out of Nigeria, despite the staccato of bullets and, of course, the carnage that followed it. How were you able to escape?
I was evacuated. I think the word escape is exaggerated. The military operation in my house was illegal. It was a state-sanctioned attempt to assassinate me and assassinate the rest of my family along with some of my men. 28 people died in that very horrific attempt to try to take my life away from me extrajudicially, I hasten to add. That is one thing that is lost on Nigerians. I quite recognize the need to condemn what is happening in South Africa, which I have done myself personally. But I also want those who are rising up today in condemnation of what is happening in South Africa to also rise up and very vocally and vociferously condemn the rule of impunity under this very same Fulani cabal headed by Jubril Aminu al-Sudani from Sudan, because everybody knows that Buhari is no more. Now, what is happening is that when you do not have regard for your own so-called citizens, when you have no regard for life and property, when you are an advocate of the misrule or misapplication of law, whatever happens to you outside is what you have basically brought upon yourself. That is why Nigerians should not actually be in a position to offer any condemnation, because they themselves are living in purgatory and they have not been able to rise above their limited understanding of the issues around them.
We are no longer missing words. It cannot happen. More so when this young man is being kept in detention unjustly. The facts are there, unjustly. So that woman is not even talking properly, telling me it's not for. If Tinubu does not release this Nandekalo, on what ground will he come to campaign and ask the Igbo?
Should he be campaigning with the life of the man in the first instance?
No, whether it is or not, is that what this one he's doing in the north and every other place? What is it for?
But Barrister Darlington,
yes.
Nandekalo was in prison. Tinubu became the president. He was in prison also when Buhari was there, and nothing really happened. And we have Igbos who have Southeasterners, politicians, actually not saying anything about that, to the point that they were even campaigning also for all these people. Nandekalo was in prison, and Tinubu was conferred a title by the Anambra State people just when he went there to confer or to inaugurate a project in that state. So are we seeing, the politicians in Igbo land now not still going on with playing their interest against the release of Nandekalo?
Nobody can blame the Ohanese or any Southeasterner for Nandekalo detention, because they have done done everything. It's on record. From Buhari to Tinubu, Igbo leaders have gone to Aso Rock to plead for his release. What's her name? Hazilike, before he died, that first Republic aviation minister, he pleaded that, look, let it be the last wish they can grant him. Nobody listened to him. Or Hanese have gone to this leader when they were in Aso Rock and why they are still there today. So on what ground will we not blame our Igbo leaders? What do you want them to do? To carry guns? So then not prove true. It was Tinubu that released Shawore from detention for his treasonable felony charge allegation by Buhari government. Is that not true? It was Tinubu that released Shawore. Was it Tinubu that put Shawore in detention? No, it was Tinubu that released Sunday Igboho. So why is it not becoming different? All right. So why would anybody now come and say that he's not Tinubu? All the other cases that Tinubu inherited, why can't you say no, I will not entertain them?
But Barrister, looking at the way this court trial, I know this is the first time Nnamdi Kanu been tried in court. You recall that he was just there behind bars, sitting or languishing there in DSS custody. But now with this present president, the case have been taken to court, tried, to the point that the federal government have, they've closed their own case now, waiting for a cross-examination and all that. Now, isn't this more like a good way in the right direction for the issue between federal government and Nnamdi Kanu to, come to an end?
Is that not what we have been asking for? All this time that they were kept in detention for nothing.
But now that a son, a viable Igbo son, I'm talking about Dave Umahi, who also happens to be Nnamdi Kanu's case, but is saying something about divine grace and dialogue and intervention to be the only way forward.
The matter have gone to court. We don't even need to beg anybody, because the facts from ground does not show that Nnamdi Kanu is guilty. All right then. Yes, the matter has gone to court and we didn't stop with it. We have been very peaceful about this thing. Many regions in this country, or many tribes, they will not tolerate it because it's an insult. That the court have even said that they should release Nnamdi Kanu. Yes, the federal government sat on the case. Is an insult or not? All right. But we kept quiet. So let the needful be done.
I want to think that the Southeast mass who is going to vote for Tinubu in 2020.
It can never happen. Look,
Joseph Kanu said, I'm working seriously to ensure that Abia State votes Southeast. Hope votes Tinubu. Hope Uzodinma is there, APC. Winfrey is there, APC. Tupu Masoludo has been supporting the president, APC.
It is not possible.
And that is neither here nor there. Nobody knows what will happen before 2027. So the site is also captured by the APC.
Mr. Okoro, you don't know the Igbo man, no. You know, the mistake these people are making is because they don't understand the people they are leading, they are supposed to be leading. The Igbo man is independent minded. Is that not a fact?
Okay.
Good. You cannot, lead him like a goat. So go and eat grass somewhere. He will tell you, no, that's not what I want. The Igbo man, I know. They are going to disappoint all these governors. Just wait. It's not that one that INEC will see somewhere and write vote for people like Hope Uzodinma and all that. No, it's going to be different. Remember what the North said. That is why I wanted their own to challenge Tinubu. Let me see how the North will allow Tinubu to rig election again, because they are very clear. If this election is rigged again, there will be no Nigeria. So let me see how any next chairman will go and rig election in favor of Tinubu. If that's what they are banking on, it can never happen. So in a free and fair election, the Igbo man will never vote Tinubu or APC. We did it to Buhari, we do it again to Tinubu. Because one, what do we have? What inheritance do we have in Tinubu? What is that thing? One single thing Tinubu has done for the Igbo man that will say, yes, this one.
In fact, I understand that there are lots of federal projects in the Southeast now initiated by the current president.
Initiated, I mean.
Yes. And undergoing.
Hold on. The Southeast Development Commission.
Okay, he's the one that signed it into law.
Listen very well. A lawmaker, or didn't you hear him, was challenging that why is it that all the other development commissions are working, but that of the East, not even money for any project in there, and that of all the dams in Nigeria, it is that of Iho Dam that they were giving zero allocation. Did you not hear that in the House of Reps the other day? Did you not hear that? So what is that thing that will make you believe that Tinubu even have any regard for the Igbo man or Southeast that will make me vote for him? Is that not a pointer? Look at all the or somewhere in the north. In fact, that of the everything is southwest. Even the north are complaining. Is that not true? So, on what basis now will any southeasterner vote for Tinubu? We are not talking of Nnamdi Kanu that is going into persecution, not even prosecution. Now look at it. If you check around, at least I wanted you to list those things that will make the Biafra to vote for Tinubu. List it now. Let us see it. Nothing. Nothing.
Now, Devuma, he says that the president is working.
He's working according to his own understanding.
Several roads are being reconstructed in the southeast.
He's working because
the Enugu-Onitsha road, expressway.
Tell me any other place where they are not constructing road. Even how many roads in the south?
In Abia State, the Arochukwu-Ohanfe road is a federal project. It's ongoing.
Yes, truly, it's ongoing. We are going to eat road.
I understand that Hope Uzodinma is also doing a lot of federal roads in Imo State.
Good, yes, all these things is what. So
and mind you, when you talk about the southeast not voting or not voting for the president, Barrister, let's play a lot of realistic politics here. Those votes, do they really count? If you have 3 governors on from APC, don't you think they are able to influence the results of the people during the election?
No, that was then. I'm telling you.
This
time around, with the reform of the electoral act, things are going to change. That's what I'm telling you, that all those things that we are hoping on before, it will no longer happen this time around, because the people are not stupid. I just gave you an example of what happened in Delta concerning Okowa. And you are telling me that even in River State, you mean APC will clear River State, Abi? After what they have done there? My brother, don't deceive yourself. Tinubu will be taught a lesson this time around. All those master whatever. You cannot use our money that is used to do things. You are using it to pursue your own selfish political survival. Inducing people with money, financial inducement. A lawmaker in Osun State released this thing. I was thinking somebody would challenge him. Up to now, nobody has said anything. He said he's a lawmaker. He knows what is going on. People were giving, the House of Referendum are giving 1 billion naira for constituency project. That of the Senate 2 billion naira for constituency project. Meanwhile, there is no project going on anywhere. No project going on anywhere. This money is for their own pocket.
Well, I'm happy.
If you are interested about the things of insecurity in Nigeria, this helicopter you are seeing now will not be a new thing to you. You must have been seeing the viral clip of this helicopter for over the months now, getting to a year or thereabout. This helicopter has been trending. It is trending for a wrong reason, because there are some Nigerians, they could be officials, but they came with some Turkish people, and they met the terrorists. The motive why they are meeting the terrorists in that viral clip is unknown, but the terrorists were rejoicing. They were happy, they were comfortable with those people. In fact, some of the terrorists wanted to even go and enter inside the helicopter. So they are familiar with the helicopter. It's not as if they see the helicopter and they started running, meaning this helicopter have been familiar with them. Now, from Nigeria to Mali, from Mali to Burkina Faso, from Burkina Faso to Chad, from Chad down to Niger State, from Niger State to Zamfara, from Zamfara to Kwara, from Kwara to Kogi State, from Kogi State now to Oyo, from Oyo to Kaduna. This helicopter has been on the radar. This helicopter have been moving for the reason that is not good at all. This helicopter number is a number that is well known, but a lot of people have been misrepresenting this helicopter. Who actually own this helicopter? What is it used for? So in this video, I am going to start by, telling you the details about this helicopter and who owns it. What are they using it for? Then we are going to talk about why is it that this foreign helicopter is moving around Nigeria freely. We are going to come into that. So stay with me in this video while we go into it. Now, if you check the number on this helicopter, it is ROA 25659. Ordinarily, if you check it in helicopter database, you will understand little details about this helicopter. But the operation of this helicopter is a more detailed that I'm going to reveal to you. So let us go into it. The registration of this helicopter belongs to MIL-8MTV-1. They called it MIL-8MTV. Okay, it's a NATO reporting name. MI-8 HIP. It is a Russian-made medium utility helicopter. So this helicopter is made in Russia. This helicopter was fabricated in Russia. You can also see that in helicopter database. Okay. Now, these are some of the details. The registration, as you can see, the registration number RA25659. The aircraft type is a MI-8MTV-1/MI-8MTV variant. It's also in the helicopter database. Now, the manufacturer, that is the company that manufactured this helicopter, is Kazan Helicopters. That is the manufacturer, the company who manufactured it and sold it. Now, the construction serial number, if you want to locate this helicopter in the company, or you want the company to understand about this helicopter you are talking about, it is 93219. That is the serial number. Now, let us come into the operation. You know, who made the helicopter? Which country owns the helicopter is not necessary. What is necessary is the operation of the helicopter. Who is operating it? Because you can just, you know, hire a helicopter or buy a helicopter. A helicopter that is maybe made in US or made in Russia, but that does not mean that it is a Russian helicopter that is flying. The person who owns it, who is operating it, the helicopter belongs to the person. Now, this helicopter was registered with Turkey's Forestry and Fire Management Operation. Turkey's Forestry and Fire Management Operation. The office is General Directorates of Forestry and Orman General Mudurnugu. Whether I pronounce it well or I did not pronounce it well, but it is the General Directorate of Forestry. That is the portfolio that commands this helicopter. Okay. Now, as I said before, it was registered with Turkish Forestry so that you know who are in charge of this helicopter. That is where we are going now. Now, what is this helicopter used for? Like, what is the purpose of this helicopter? Because this helicopter now belongs to Turkish Forestry, okay, and Fire Management Operation. What are they using it for? What was the purpose? Why the government gave this ministry this helicopter? It is used. Okay, typical use of this helicopter model. Number 1 is transportation. 2 is cargo lifting. 3 is rescue operation. 4 is firefighting. 5 is military support. And the 6th use of this helicopter is utility operations. Utility operations. Stay with me. So, this helicopter have, in fact, it's a, let me put it in this way. It is a multi-purpose helicopter. A multi-purpose helicopter, a helicopter that you can even use for firefighting. You can use it for rescue operation. You can use it for, you know, airlifting and so on and so forth. So it is for military use. And you can see the helicopter can land at anywhere, even though in the mud, in the forest, the helicopter can land anywhere and the helicopter will move. Now, this helicopter, if it is only this viral clip that we have seen about this helicopter, I don't think people who will be agitating and people will be talking like this. Among all the whole places that this helicopter was seen, okay, if you see an image, they snap a picture. Without the serial number, it is very difficult to call the helicopter that this belongs to this or this belongs to this without the serial number. But, you know, today, if you have an image, you can match image and you will get where the whole image is. That is why if I see your face now, when I take your picture, unless your picture have never been on the internet, if I take your picture, I will get the whole pictures that you have taken that is on the internet and your details. So, most people who took picture of this helicopter in Kwara State and other places, we will match it. This is the helicopter we saw. However, it is only in this viral clip that we were able to see clearly the registration number that we used to, track it and reveal all these things, both the movement, how the helicopter is moving and so on and so forth. Now, let's go back to the issue of Turkish government sponsoring insecurity in Nigeria. That was in the year 2014 or thereabout, there was an incident that happened. I have published the video, and I believe most of you must have seen it. The video is all about where the chief executive officer of the Turkish airline, they were calling Mr. Mustafa, which is a national security advisor to the Turkish president Erdogan. They were calling him, telling him that you put a weapon, you gave us a weapon to ship to Nigeria. Tell us where are we going to put it? And I hope you are not using it to kill Muslims. I hope you are not using it to kill this. Who are you really want to use it to kill? Guess what? It was Turkish Television Authority that intercepted the call. And it was published, Egypt. It was Egypt that intercepted the call, and Egypt published the record. I published the record in that last video. Just type Turkey sponsoring insecurity in Nigeria by Okocha Pimase. You will see the whole videos I've made about that. This was, they were caught red-handed. Mustafa is the name of the person who was making the call with the Turkish airline chief executive officer. But you know, Buhari later enters it, so nobody cares to talk about the issue. Now then, after all, that is what they wanted. Then, fast track, apart from the issue of One Port, where weapons were shipped from Turkey and it was also intercepted at One Port and so on and so forth, we have seen series of informations that we could not verify about weapon dropping and so on and so forth. Then after that, let's look at this issue. So if Turkey is doing all these things, they already have the record of sponsoring terrorism, shipping weapons to Boko Haram. And look at the Turkish helicopter now, being managed by Turkish forestry. Look at what they are doing. No, just look at what they are doing. You understand?
This is very powerful. Starting from the beginning to the end, it is a sign to tell you, to show you that Nigeria is a terrorist country. So there is no two ways about it. From the beginning to this moment is about the debate concerning the Christian genocide and concerning the division of the country. I would say the best solution to this nation is to divide the country. Because letting those Fulanis, letting those terrorists, those bandits to stay with human beings, they were still tormenting people and they were still creating chaos and creating bloodshed every day in the land. They have already sworn that they will make sure that the country is being Islamized, and the place that is affecting them is the south and the southeast. If you come very well and look very well in the nation, they have already taken over everywhere. So other parts, you just wait and see and look. That is what they are doing. And the government of the country, they are even in support of this evil going on in the country. All in this video is about the issue concerning this insecurity, buying of Christians, and the division of the country, which is where will be the ultimate and the best solution is to split the whole nation. Let everybody go and survive and struggle and survive on your own. Well, I would like your comment down below. What do you think about the whole thing happening in Nigeria? Like, subscribe, and share for everyone to see the thing going on in Nigeria. So thank you for watching.